Good afternoon or good morning to you if you're somewhere across the pond. Are you ready to get motivated and inspired by my amazing guest today? Well, you better be because today I have a fabulous Soraiya Vasanji who is a certified professional coach, Energy Leadership Index Master Practitioner who inspires mothers to create the best life and teach whatever doesn't serve them. So today this session is for you if you would like to live your best life. My darling Soraiya, thank you so much for coming today to my show. I'm so grateful for your time considering it is like what 6:30 a.m. where you are now.
Yes, it is. Good morning, Olga, and good morning, world. And I am so thrilled to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh my God, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure to have you. And please share with us where exactly are you based? So just in case if people are somewhere around, they can watch out for you in case if they will see you for autograph.
Yeah, absolutely. So I live in Toronto, and right now I am in Chicago for the summer with my family. And we're having a great time here. And my little daughter gets to spend lots of time with her grandparents. So it's a win-win for everybody.
How exciting is that? Family time is so precious, isn't it? Oh my God, but I'm so excited to learn today from you and also to allow other people who will join us today. I can see Saeed, he joined us from Dubai. So whoever is joining us, please do let us know where you are joining us from. Soraya, she's right now in Chicago. I'm all the way in the UK. We are so international today, so there'll be lots of value to pass around the globe for sure. So let's just go straight away into the business. So how can we actually create the best life and ditch whatever doesn't serve us? It sounds like a really challenging task to me.
You know, it can seem really overwhelming when we're thinking about all of the different things, but it really comes down to some basic ideas of mindset, because it's our words that we use with ourselves that are kind of like grooves in our mind. It's the same stories that we play on repeat, and the big thing is using different words. It's the power of language. It's actually shifting the way that we talk to ourselves, creating new grooves in our mind that has a new way of thinking. And I like to talk about the 5 P's of mindset. And it really starts with the power in the pause. So when we're feeling overwhelmed, like there's no time or no energy, or just there's a lot of things happening, just give yourself a pause. Even in a reactions type of situation where you're in the moment, if you just give yourself a pause, like take a deep breath and sort of reassess the situation and kind of help you get out of your normal way of thinking or normal patterns that we have. We're humans. We like to have patterns. We do the things the same way we do them because that is comforting for us. But if we want to shift something that's not really working for us, we get to pause and rethink our situation. Another thing is to be totally present in the moment, in the current moment. When we're thinking about our history and past events, that creates a lot of anxiety. It creates stress. It creates just attachment to what has happened. But when we let that go and when we focus on the present moment, actually breathing in what is around us, like, if there's certain smells that are around, my audio is shifting, or perhaps looking around you, if you're outside, taking in the beauty of the outside really helps to just become present with where we are in the current moment. Because when we start forwarding and thinking about the future, that's when we get more anxious. That's when we get overwhelmed because we got to do all of these things. But if we just center ourselves in the current moment and be really present with ourselves, with what's happening, we can actually de-stress a bit. We can actually breathe a little bit easier because we can control what's happening right now. But we have no control, friends. We have no control of what's going to happen in the future. All we can do is maintain presence in now. And another that it's all about a daily practice. If we're not doing a daily practice right now, or if you have a daily practice, it's a great moment to just think about how you want to refine your daily practice. And that looks like a mindfulness practice or a self-love practice, something that you do daily that fills you up. Because when you fill yourself up, you have energy to give others, you have patience, you're present. It makes life easy and it lets that overwhelm sort of slow down and quiet down. And so that's another thing I like to say is you get to work on a daily practice. And if you don't have one, today is the perfect day to start.
I love that. Exactly. Don't feel bad if you don't have one. But remember, you can always start. It's never too late. You're never too young or too old to start in your life. So I love your passion for that. And I love the fact that you just say it's a daily practice. Very often people say, well, I do lots of mindfulness. I do meditation and I do my gratitude journal and stuff like that. And yet, as soon as they finish journaling, as soon as they finish the meditation, they start swearing and they start cursing at the drivers on the road and they start telling themselves how much they hate themselves because they didn't exercise. And I'm wondering that, well, but then you're not really mindful. Then you're not really looking after your mindset because it's a daily thing. It's almost like hourly thing. It's every minute thing. It's how you breathe. It's
Yeah.
literally how you live your life. It is your essence. It can't be just like, oh, I meditate once a day. That's why I'm mindful. No, you're not. No, you're not. So I love your passion for that. But I wonder, Soraya, right now you sound like that perfect woman who has it all together, who knows exactly how to talk to yourself and how to keep yourself mindful in a great state of mind. But was it like that all your life? Because I know the truth that in majority of cases, it's not the case. But I want to hear your true story. What was it like before, and what is it like now?
Absolutely. Before, it was a royal mess, let me tell you. Life was chaotic. It was overwhelming. It was stressful. I remember back in my corporate days when I worked in the pharmaceutical industry, days were long. You were always doing more and more and more. There was never enough. I was getting my MBA at Kellogg part-time. My mom was sick in the hospital. I was trying to get pregnant. All these different things were happening, and I was stressed out. I was overwhelmed. I felt not good enough. I felt not worthy enough. I didn't love myself. I was using the worst negative self-talk to myself that you wouldn't tell anybody. And it was in those moments of, actually, fast forward, when we had lost our twin daughters and I was wanting to get pregnant again. And I was literally like having a conversation with God in my mind and just being like, this is not what my life is all about. This can't be what life gets to be. I said, something's got to change and it's got to start with me. And that's in that moment. I remember being on my sofa. It was the middle of the night. I think I'd watched like 6 binged episodes of Netflix. And I just looked around and I was like, really? This is my life? Like, no, no, thank you. I'm doing something different. And it was in that moment that I chose in. I chose in on myself, and I started to look at the words that I was using with myself. And I started moving my inner critic, that nasty voice in my head, into my inner cheerleader. I started to switch my language. And that's where the power came in. That's when I started to really believe in affirmations, because the power of language is so amazing that when you start to use these words, and that's why it's a daily practice, because when I don't say that I love myself or I forgive myself or those types of words, like I already can feel it emotionally in my body, like I'm standing a little bit straighter just by saying that word, because I connect into so much of myself. And it is a daily practice, because let me tell you, I'm a mom, I have a little one, I have an amazing partner, I have a great family, I have amazing clients and friends. But when I don't look after myself, when I don't start with myself in the morning, I don't have time. I don't have patience. I'm not the best mom or wife or whatever. And it's not about being the best to others. It's about being the best to yourself. Because when you are your own best friend and your own bestie and like cheerleader, you have so much time, so much presence, so much patience, so much love to give. And I know, Olga, you've heard this and you tell this to people in your circles. It's that whole metaphor of filling your cup first. And why people share that metaphor is because it really resonates with people. When you fill your cup, you have more to give. And why is that? Right? When you have a cup and you give out of it, what's left? If it was a hot cup of tea, maybe you have a little bit of, molecules left to give yourself.
Yeah.
Is cold cup of tea, there's nothing in there. There's no vapor even for yourself to have. But when you fill your cup first and then you give, you're actually giving from the saucer. You're giving the overflow, which means that there's so much more left for you and others. So you get to give to yourself first. And that's the number one thing that gets to change. And the way that it started showing up for me is I started to wake up a little bit earlier, even 5 minutes, to just think about What do I get to do today? What do I get to be? It's all about our being. As human beings, we actually think we're human doings. We end up doing and doing and doing. We're not human doings, friends. We're human beings. We get to be in our being. So who do you
I
get
love
to be
that.
today? I tell myself I get to be the love that is missing. So this is another little tip. What do you see missing around you? Do you see fun missing? Do you see joy missing? Do you see happiness and light? You get to be what is missing. Because when you are what is missing, you give that to yourself and you give permission to others. You give permission to others to be fun, to be joyful, to be happy, to be loved, to be kind, to be free, to be light, whatever that is, whatever that looks like. And when you start on yourself, even 5 minutes, and a lot of times I'll tell my clients, like when you're brushing your teeth and doing things that you normally do, it's called habit stacking. When you're already doing some of the habits in your life and you add in the affirmations, but you also get to be really present. So now what I do is 5 minutes before I brush my teeth, I'm just looking in the mirror, just like this, looking in the mirror. And I tell myself, I love myself. If I love myself, what do I get to do today? Who do I get to be? I love myself. I take care of myself. I'm strong. I'm confident. I'm showing up for my clients. I'm showing up for my life. I'm showing up for my family. And it connects with my heart to actually open me up and say, okay, let's go there. Yes, you can. Yes, you're worthy. You're good enough. You can do this. And it's so important to use these words. Another tip, Olga, that I would love to share is forgiveness. Let's think about this word forgiveness. Forgiveness is in the act of forgiving. We are giving to ourselves forgiveness. We are giving to others in the act of forgiving to them. We're actually giving them forgiveness. Isn't that amazing? So, how many times have you listening right now, forgiven yourself? Because I can tell you when I talk to family and friends and clients, we don't forgive ourselves as a culture. It's not a societal norm to go around being like, I forgive myself today. I forgive myself for this thing that I did. I forgive myself. I forgive others. Forgiveness is hard for us as humans. And I don't really know why yet. But what I can share is that when you start using the word forgiveness, it opens up abundance in your life. When you forgive yourself for things that you did in the past or said in the past, look, we've all been there. We've all said things and done things. We were adolescent, we were juvenile before, and this is how we mature. This is how we grow, is from our mistakes. And our mistakes are so powerful because it is only our mistakes that allow us to get to our success. Success is built on failure and achievements, not just achievements. Because if you don't have those failures or those areas where you've stumbled, you don't know how else to walk them. So it's so important to realize that success is actually failure and achievement, not just achievement. And that's when that forgiveness to yourself and to others really helps because you shed that skin, so to speak. You shed that stuff that you're holding on to, that baggage. Let it go, friends. Let it go. Life is short. Life is now. Life is present. You get to have your best life now, not in the future. So let it go. Be yourself. Love yourself. And when you love yourself, other people will love you and you get to share your love with them.
My God, what you shared there, it's so powerful. But I wonder, how did you manage to forgive yourself? What did you use for that? Because you're right. As long as we keep that grudge and that resentment, that anger within us, we can't let it go. So could you share any tips on how can we be easier and how can we start forgiving others? Because that is such a big and deep topic.
It really is. It really does. And it starts with baby steps. It starts with little things, right? Like the how you may have said something to your parents or your partner, and you just literally go to them and be like, hey, the other day I was just not in the right frame of mind. I was feeling overwhelmed and I snapped at you. Like be responsible and own the words that you say, own the things that you do. And it starts small. So like the little things, start with that because all of a sudden that gasket inside us starts to relieve the pressure. And what you're talking about, Olga, too, is the heavy things, like the really big things. Like, let me tell you a little story. When I was in high school, I moved from Chicago to Japan, and it was a whole culture shock, a whole change in my circumstance. And I didn't really feel accepted before. And when I went to Japan, I mentally was like, okay, I really want people to like me. You know, a lot of us think that way. I really want people to like me. I want to feel like I have good friends. And I was willing to mold myself and do whatever it took to get people to, enjoy my company and want to be around me. But there were times that as a high schooler, I know that I wasn't kind, that I said mean things to other people to fit in. I did things that I'm not proud of. But we've all been there. And I held on to it for such a long time. And I finally was courageous. So another part of this is being courageous to go there. I called up one of the friends that I said, you know what? It's been 18 years since we've talked to each other. And I want to say sorry to you for things that I said to you in high school. And she was like, I don't even remember what you're talking about. And I was like, really? I'm like, I've been holding on to this for nearly 2 decades. Nearly 2 decades.
Wow.
My heart has been holding on to this. And she's like, well, you need to let that go because we were all high school students. We all did things and said things that we didn't mean in the moment, and we were figuring it out. And she's like, I knew who you were. I knew that you weren't this like mean person. Like it didn't faze me. And she's like, I said stuff too. And I was like, oh my God, like we're all human. We all have done this. We all have been in that place. We can have empathy for each other when we start having empathy for ourselves. And in that moment, I realized it was having the courage to have some of these deep, connected conversations and own my craft, if you will. But it's also if you don't have somebody that you want to go back to, or let's say it's a parent and they passed away, with my clients and friends, we've actually just role played the scenario out. And it is so cathartic to just say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I forgive you, or I forgive myself. Just uttering the words is really cathartic, and that's where you can start. Make it easy for yourself to start the act of forgiving yourself and others, and either own your conversations if you can, or if you can't, just start with somebody, a coach, a friend, somebody that you can confide into that is a safe place for you. And that's, I mean, honestly, I believe in coaches. I think every coach should have a coach. I have 3. And I think, a lot of my friends will come to me because I'm a coach, and I support them because as coaches, we want to give and support others. And you can find somebody that resonates with you. It doesn't have to be me or Olga, but whoever it is, somebody that resonates with you, that's where you're going to really see a difference because you'll be able to open up and feel safe enough to share what's on your heart. And that's what's important. Does that question, Olga?
Absolutely. And you gave the best answer we probably could receive because it's that with being courageous. I like that. It's that with actually picking up the phone and speaking to those people at whom you are angry. But not only other people, I love how you are actually highly addressing the fact that we should forgive ourselves as well. Because very often we are angry at ourselves for the mistakes we have made, for the choices we have made, for partners we have been with, or relationship we haven't finished soon enough, or whatever else it is, right? We are angry at ourselves, and when we give it away, all that anger, all the disappointment, all the grudge, when we completely give it away and release it from ourselves, then we can replace that inner being of us with something else. Yes. Right? And that's why you see sometimes angry people get only angrier.
Yes.
They don't get happier. Angry people get only angrier because they're accumulating more anger because they have anger within themselves. So more events to make them even more angry will appear around them because they're magnetizing them. So if you really want to change your life, then start changing how you feel inside. And if anything to let go of, then just do it. And honestly, what you're saying, the Soraiya Madani, is so true. You got to talk to somebody to realize what's within you. I mean, I'm a coach, you're a coach. And even though I do my own journeys and I do my own self-coaching as well, when I'm wondering and pondering about something, I will take myself on the same coaching journey what I do with my clients. But if I'm a heart surgeon, there's no way I can perform a heart surgery on myself, right? So I can prevent some problems with my heart. I can understand where that's coming from, and I can see what potential operations or what other solutions I will need to have and do and proceed with if I have a problem with my heart. But I can't do the operation on myself, right? So the same with you. Doesn't matter how strong, how powerful, how impactful you are, you got to find somebody who will help you. And I
Wow.
love the fact that you, darling, actually are having a summit of various people where people right now can opt in and listen to various people to even pick one of those people and work with them. So could
Yeah.
you please share more details about that? And I will
Um,
also share the details how people can opt in for that, because I think it's something unique what you're doing there.
Awesome. Absolutely. And I just wanted to share one thing about what you're saying, Olga, is it's really, we don't know our blind spots. We can't see
Yes.
our blind spots. That's why they're called blind spots. And it's amazing to have a coach or somebody who can help you see your blind spots. That's what's so powerful is we don't recognize it. We don't see it. We're blind to it. And that's what's so powerful is having a coach that can say, hey, you actually do say this a lot, or actually you do show yourself, this or whatever. It really is powerful. So yes, find a coach.
Absolutely. I
And
love that blind spot.
and what Olga is sharing is what we've created is the Free to Be You Summit. So when COVID started happening, I started to notice for my mom friends that we were starting to lose just our daily places of where we got to let go of some steam, meeting mom friends at drop off or pick up or for a play date. And that's when I decided I have to do something about this. And so I started the Mommy Mindset Summit. So the Mommy Mindset Summit is a free summit that I hold pretty much every quarter. And I invite expert speakers to talk into different topics. So this topic it's called the Free to Be You series, the Free to Be You Summit. We have over 30 speakers talking into how to live your life with authenticity, creating the abundance and the joy that we all get to have. So it's about shedding things that we no longer serve us. So you can join in at soraiyavasanji.newzenler.com. And Olga is one of my guests, and you'll be able to see her interview go live on July 9th. Every day we drop in new content, new information, new interviews, and you can just go in and choose whichever ones you want to listen to. And it is so powerful. So I really invite you. They're 30 minutes or less. It's easy to pop in when you're on a walk, on your way to work, or on your way somewhere. Really easy listening, conversational style. It's for you. It's us pouring love into the world, really being a place for you to get inspired, to let go of things, to live your best life. So please join us.
It's so powerful. You doing that amazing work with so many amazing people, including myself. Thank you so much for inviting me to your summit. Only shows how amazing you are. I
Oh,
love the phrase which says, you can recognize somebody being great only when you are great. And when you look around yourself and you see people who are jealous, who are pulling you down, who are not supporting you, who are not ambitious, that means you're like that. And when you see people like Soraya, when you see people like who are in your summit, then you know you are that magnet who magnetizes these people towards you. So I love the fact that you walk your talk. You came from a spot where you were very disappointed, very angry, and not happy, and just not really authentic you. And you walked all the way down the path of loving yourself, forgiving yourself, and raising your self-worth as well, which I think nowadays is really important. So I love that you are such an amazing role model of how to walk the talk. So anybody who doesn't know you yet just need to follow you, just need to get in touch with you. And I'll share already links to your Instagram and Facebook and also your website. So please go check out Soraya, because what she does is truly phenomenal. You heard her story already. She is just like one of us. She's an ordinary person who has extraordinary mindset. Guess what? If she did that, you can do that too.
you can do it.
Absolutely.
You just get to choose in, literally just choose in. And you know what? Because you are a guest of Olga's, I would love to chat with you. Send me a direct message on Facebook and I will open up my calendar and let's just talk. Let's have a conversation. And if I can support you, great. And if I know somebody that could support you really well, I'll offer them up. It's about getting you what it is that you need so you can live your best, authentic, abundant life. And it truly is just, betting on yourself, just stepping up and voicing like, I'm in, I get to do this. You get to do this, because we all do. And it does life. If you're saying to yourself, life is not amazing, life should be amazing. Life gets to be amazing. So just reach out and I'd be most happy to chat with you or find somebody that would be, resonate with you.
That's wonderful news. Thank you so much for this offer. But also, if people are not on Facebook, how
Yeah.
get they in touch with you? Can they get in touch with you via LinkedIn? How they can get in touch with you if they see this video on YouTube? What is the best way for them to get in touch with you?
Yeah, I mean, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. And if you're already connected to Olga, she'd be happy to send you my email address. I'm really happy to do that. It's there's always a way. What I like to tell people is that if somebody really resonates, you will find them. You will be able to hook up with them. You will be able to link up with them. But I'm on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and I welcome the opportunity. There's also, we have our Mommy Mindset summit at gmail.com. That is a general inbox. You can definitely email me there as well. So mommy mindset summit at gmail.com. That's a great place for you also to, if you want to directly inbox us, I will definitely check that email address.
That's wonderful. And the truth is, we live nowadays in a world where there's abundance of information. There's abundance of people who can help you. There's abundance of solutions and different applications and access to people. But only those who will truly take an action.
Yes.
Only those who will truly do something after watching this video will be the winners. Not those who binge watching something, not those who think, oh, that was a great video. Thank you so much, ladies, for sharing. But no. That person who will take some action today towards their greatest life will be the winner in their own life. So don't you delay. Get in touch with Soraiya. Check out the summit. Check out her other pages and do something about your life.
Yes.
Your time is now.
Your time is now. And I'd love to leave everybody with one last thing. I'm hosting a free workshop on Saturday, July 17th. It's called Happiness is an Inside Game. If right now you're thinking, I could use some more happiness, join me there. That's a bit.ly. It's a bit.ly link. It's bit.ly happy 717 for this July 17th. So happy, capital H, happy 717, bit.ly /happy 717. Happiness is an inside game. I'm going to talk about self-worth, self-love, just loving yourself, and you get to be the creator of your happiness. Do not delay. Do this for yourself. It's totally free. It's a 2.5-hour interactive workshop. So it's not just something you're going to come and listen to, but we're actually going to play together. We're actually going to have an experience together. We're going to do some activities, and I'm going to walk you through some things so that you can create or refine your self-love practice. So if you're saying, I don't have a self-love practice, this is for you. And if you're saying, my self-love practice could use some tweaking, this is for you too. Because I guarantee you will get some kind of nugget. And why not live your best happiness life? Like, come get happiness. Happiness is an inside game. Please let me show you. Please let me support you. Just jump on in, bit.ly /happy 717.
Wow, I love that. Thank you so much for this opportunity for people to improve themselves even more. And I am very curious about this workshop myself too. So, my darling, with your permission, if you could send me the link to this workshop, I will be definitely happy to share it below the video so people can opt in for that as well. Oh my God, I just feel like this session was not only packed with wisdom, with the value, with information from you, but also with access to you and your workshops and what you do. This is absolutely remarkable. Well, thank you so much, everybody who was watching us today. It was great having you here with us, whether you watch us live or on a replay. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your investment of your time. Remember, what we do is to help you, but what you can do is to also help others. If only you just share this video once, that means many more people around the world, because some of you already shared the locations, Dubai and UK and other places. So if you just share this video once, many more people will find out about how to create your best life and ditch what doesn't serve you. One share not going to hurt you, but it will transform somebody else's life. And Soraiya, my darling, thank you so much for being at my show today. I so enjoyed talking to you. I so enjoyed being in your aura, in your environment, be with you at one screen. Even though we are miles and miles away across the pond, I still love being in your presence. So thank you so much being here today with us, sharing your wisdom, sharing your expertise. And you know what? continue walking your talk, because you being such a great and incredible role model is exactly what we need more of.
Thank you. Thank you. So much love to you, Olga. So much love to all of you watching. I hope this serves you. You know where to find me, and I'm always here for you.
Thank you so much. Take care.